So on today's episode of What Are We Doing to the Truck, I ordered a new steering wheel. Because the factory steering wheel that's in there is 1, way huge, 2, it's really old, and 3, it's super sticky. I don't know why. Probably from sitting out in the sun for so long. But it is a gross kind of sticky and obviously old, skinny, nasty, not super comfortable. And I've been wanting to replace it for years, but never did. So I did get a new Grant wheel for it with an adapter kit, and it's going to get some horns too. So here's my janky old steering wheel, which is definitely due for a replacement. It is very, very gross and sticky up top, and obviously an old, nasty steering wheel. So let's get rid of it and get the new one on there. Alright, so this truck doesn't actually have a horn in it right now. That's why I bought some, obviously, but yeah. What I did do is I pulled the horn fuse out so that it wouldn't trigger, because the relay is still connected and it would normally click, but now I'm just going to rip the steering wheel off and we'll get the kit installed. I found a little more stable spot for the camera. I am going to pull the horn button off. I'm not sure if I actually need to or not, because I think it all comes in the kit, but the plastic retainer ring broke. No surprise there. I know there's a clip in here somewhere for the power lead. I just can't remember where. But I'm sure I'll find it, so there's that. Got that ring off. Yeah, nothing special there. Another ring. Alright, so I was one of the poor unlucky saps who have to use a steering wheel puller to get this one off. But it came off like butter, so I guess I won't complain too much about it. Alright, now that's off. It's all good to go. I don't have a steering wheel anymore. Let's install the hub. Alright, so we have the column completely stripped, steering wheel is off, and it's now time to install the new wheel. First things first, I'm going to take the black spring out of the kit and put it in the slot where the original horn spring was. Then they have a black little sleeve, which I don't know if the camera will show that, but yeah, this is the black wire with the little copper bell flange thing and the black retainer that goes on. This black retainer comes as 2 pieces that are identical in length. They're connected together. I simply cut it in half. It doesn't need to be that long for a GM column. If anything, it would get in the way, so I split mine. And there is like a midway point, a channel where you can cut them in half pretty easily, so I think it's the intention. It doesn't specifically say to cut it in half in the instructions, but it doesn't exactly fit if you don't. So take this wire, run it up through here. I'm going to align it with the mark that says top A. That's where it needs to be for this specific wheel, top A. That needs to go up top. So that's where the wheel was. That's aligned. Next thing you do is you take your wire here, and there is a channel inside of the hub here. Just pinch the wire down through that and move it over to the right here and try and get it as tight as you can down in there. And then we're going to take the 3 bolts. They're for this, and we'll put them in. I will probably start with 2 for now, just because it's easier to try and hold 2. And then we're going to align them so that the horn button over here, the horn button hole, or the horn wire hole I should say, it lines up on both the adapter cover and the steering wheel. And then we'll route the steering wheel horn wire through that slot, up through the top, and then we'll install the wheel, which may take a little bit of effort. Not too bad. Okay, I'll just try and get that third bolt in real quick. Now, we'll need a 7/16 bolt, or socket, sorry. 7/16 socket for the bolts. We're not going crazy tight on these right now because we're just trying to snug them down so that everything is butted up correctly in place so that we can put the column nut back on. Alright, now that is all pulled tight. I will switch out to the column nut that I'm going to tighten up right now and put that on. Well, this one you're obviously going to want to make sure it gets tight because you don't want your steering wheel falling off. You also don't want it to be loose either, obviously pulling in and out. So I'm going to give it one more yank and see where it goes. That's plenty good. So now that that's all tightened up, we can take those 7/16 bolts out real quick because we do have to install the horn piece, and I will knock them loose with my impact gun because it's faster and easier. Alright. Okay, now this piece I'm going to take, and I'm pretty sure this has to go with the metal side up, but okay, so I was wrong. It is the fiber side out is what they want. So we'll take this and we got to connect this bad boy up to it. Terminal should go on there, and then we'll just have to kind of finagle this bad boy till we find the right spot for it. Okay, and we'll just install these back in. And like I said before, we're not trying to crank these super tight, so probably just hand tighten them so you don't end up causing problems. Goes down there. Perfect. Now those are on. This is in position. And there is a spring, which I may have lost. No, I didn't lose it. Your spring goes in the middle here under your thing. So you're going to want to make sure you have the clearance for that. Okay. Needed to grab my horn cover. But this should be the fun part. There are slots in there. So it says use tape. I think I'm going to use tape. See if that's useful. That'll work. Perfect. Just a piece of some cheap electrical tape, and then line these up. And then it says to turn it a quarter of a turn to a half a turn, whatever it takes to get it lined up. That looks pretty good from here. Now, put the fuse back in. My relay clicks, so the horn works, and that's how you install a Grand steering wheel. Alright, so new Hellas are in, and And this truck hasn't had a horn in a while, but they're all installed and everything else, and they are loud. Yes. But ooh, I'm gonna piss some people off with those. Loud AF. Sweet. Well, that's it for today because I'm all out of things to do. So stick around and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later. Boop. Just kidding. Get out of here.